Good morning. All right. How's everybody doing? Getting my stuff situated here. I hope everybody had a good Christmas. We've been snowed in. They got a traffic ban. I just got out. We could move around here in this immediate area, but everything's shut down. The throughway, traffic ban. So we're still just going through the motions here. Go get yourself a coffee or something to drink and hang out. So, thank you for coming in, helping me out. I appreciate your support. You know that. These card game mechanics, I call them mechanics. These mechanics, that if there's one or two people in a game of 5 players, they could control things and leverage and cheat the other players. And they were big, high-limit card games. Good morning, Joe. They were high-limit card games. And I would be around helping out, trying to hustle a dollar. Maybe I would just spectate, be up there, because sometimes people need a ride. So I'd be on call. I'd be right there on call trying to hustle a dollar. And with all that money on the table, you're damn right I was there. And before these big card games, now I'm trying to be observant and everything else. I remember the guys, a couple of guys, sharp guys, they would be practicing and going through these procedures or these situations. They'd be going through these situations and, well, if this is like this, then we'll do this. And to come to realize they were fixing and cheating this game. And there's a lot of sharp people at these games, and you do not want to be caught trying to cheat any of these guys. And there was a game at another location, and they said, come on, Jojo, you're going to have to go up there and help out. Big money game. Maybe you can make a couple dollars. And they would set up cold cuts, and they would set up food or pizza and wings, or they would set it up. It was classy. And sometimes they would have a guard or 2 guards at the game, and they would know who exactly was coming to the game. I went in there. I come onto this street, this location, secret location, and I go up the driveway, and here comes this guy. Hey, get the hell, what are you doing? I said, it's Joe. I'm going to help out. Oh, you. And they're frisking me like for weapons. So I said, well, there's a guy probably already in there. He knows who I am. And then I got in, and they had a guy that they were setting up, and picture this scenario. So maybe, because it's a little complicated. Say me and my buddy Bill are going to play Rick and Jim, and we all got 50,000, 60,000 on us. And they say, okay, we're going to do our best to leverage. But little does my partner know, I'm in cahoots with the other guy, and we're all three are out to get your 60 or 50 thou. So there was a lot of double crossing. Either a person wasn't made aware of it or not, but it got sketchy. And sometimes after a game, something would go off the rail after that. And then I was told, don't go to that. And I was told by the boss, don't go. It's dangerous. People were trying to rob. Also, there's people that know there's a high limit card game at a location, and there might be 100,000 there. There might be 150,000 at that location, and they might set out to rob it, to rob that game, and you can't trust anybody. And it happened. I heard it happened prior to that. Historically, it happened. And the guy had a mask on, and he was part of their own crew. He was robbing a couple members of his own crew. How stupid. And then they got him, whatever they did to him, I don't know. But so there was so much corruption, plotting, cheating, and there was some clean, secure card games that went on. But then there were some fly-by-night games that still had big money, and there would either be cheating or they would get robbed, and it would be nobody off the street is going to go rob a gangster card game. It's somebody in the know that knows there's money there, and all you got to do is put a gun to there'd be a guard at an entrance, maybe in the back, and maybe somebody sitting in a car, two perspectives, and that's an easy 1,000. Just tell a guy here's 1,000 or 500, and just watch. But they would go get in and hold it, just rob the damn place. So it happened a couple times. It never happened at Sam's joint because there was security, there was weapons there. There was no gun. There wasn't going to be an ambush before somebody could get a gun out. And in some of the other games, you couldn't go in with a gun. You'd get checked for a gun, but they used to hide them, whatever they would do. Because that's the way it went. And then these mechanics, if they were playing heads up or doing certain things, they knew, sharp guys, they knew how to when you get the dead cards, when the hand is over, and you put them into the deck and you shuffle, they still knew how to arrange the cards. It sounds crazy, but they used to practice at the club, and they were saying, well, do this now, and the guy would say, this is what you got. He would shuffle, and I'd be just standing there curious, and then he'd say, well, and he'd call off the guy's hand, and I'd be like, how the hell? He shuffled them around on the thing, and then he put them in, and he dealt. And it's like when he's got the cards that he's bringing back in, he's strategically with his fingers getting these cards like a magician. I don't know, but they call them card mechanics. And sometimes there'd be a ringer in there, like from the be some other crime families. Sometimes you'd have to watch because they all like to play cards, and families. It wasn't just families killing each other. They played cards all the time, but they knew how to strategically get those cards in a certain area to make a poker hand or blackjack, and it would be easy for blackjack. I don't know how, because one missed card throws everything off. But they would practice it, and he'd say, "Oh, I know what you got. I know," and I'd watch, and he'd be right 80% of the time. I'd be like, "Geez." So, but then in a game, if you're hitting 17, and then you can't cause too much suspicion, because if I know he's got 20 and I got 17, and then I'm hitting 17 and catching a 3 or a 4, they'd be like, "Geez." So there's a lot of crazy thinking going on, but and there was also guys, wealthy guys in the area, not gangsters, wealthy people, sharp guys, and they would have big bankrolls, and they'd go in, and sometimes they'd play a clean game. Best man wins. And then some other times they would cheat. Two guys would cheat on the other guy, and maybe he'd lose 20, 30,000. And then maybe the week after that, the guy would win 10 on a clean game. But just as long as they were taking some nice Scooby snacks, nice little chunks of money consistently, than to just scare a guy off like, "Oh, geez, that didn't seem right. I just blew 60,000. No, don't beat a guy for 50,000 in one game. Beat him every week for 5, 10,000 all year, and that adds up. So, good morning, Vic. So, you maximize your profit. So, yeah, they were card mechanics. The guys would, and sometimes they'd say, "Jojo, sit down here," just to let me do the hand, and he'd be practicing, and then he'd say, "Okay, let's do it again," and there'd be another guy, and he's practicing how to get these cards arranged somehow. But even when they go and shuffle, they're shuffling maybe 50% of that, and but that card is down. And when they see a key card, they see the jack, they know the sequence after the jack, so they might play regular, and then they see the jack appeared, jack of clubs or whatever, and that now they know an idea of the sequence of those cards. They're like Rain Man, some of these guys, and they made a lot of money on that. And Sam at the place they more or less ran a clean game with the regular guys. The regular guys, they're not going to, but there would be wealthy people that wanted to play high limit, and they knew that these guys at the club, they'd play high limit, and then they would get them. They'd find a way like to cheat them out, and however they did it. But I watched a lot of those games, and when they were at another location, it was sketchy. They could get robbed. The guards that are supposed to, the security that's supposed to be watching the place, might be in cahoots with somebody in the street and just say, "Yeah, come in, and then we'll make it look good, and then we'll split the money later." But so they kind of strayed for that, because there was some things that happened, and it got really convoluted, and I don't know what happened after that, but they ran good, clean games. They'd put out a good meal, good food, and they'd have drinks from the bar. It was nice and classy, and they had fun. They had fun. Uh, I used to make a couple dollars, and Sam would be. It was a controlled environment, and these guys are wearing their guns, somewhere maybe. And even with that being said, sometimes there would be a person in the parking lot. Because I would go out, go hang out in the parking lot sometimes if I was waiting for somebody. And I didn't like to be in there all the time, but I'd hang out, and then there'd be a guy, "Hey, Jojo, yeah, and yeah, I'm gonna work the card game, yeah, yeah, yeah." The guy would be sitting out there a lot of times. See, there wasn't cell phones, any of that kind of shit. It was just, and they'd keep their eyes on everything. There's usually a guard out there or somebody in the mix. And Sam had a lot of money in that bar on that swivel thing. Sam was pretty, they would guard that. Somebody knew secret, but them card games were a lot of fun. Sam, I was ordered not to go to the other card games because there were setups. They got robbed. Sometimes some people got hurt. And Sam's, I did it one time, and the guys started arguing, and they smelled a cheater, and then it was all crazy. And then, then Sam said, "I don't want you. Don't you dare go over there." Stuff like that. You can't, you don't want to be around it because they might start shooting, and you might get caught in the crossfire. So, crazy stuff. And you want to run a clean card game where there's businessmen, there's gamblers, they're betting tons of money on football games and sports. And of course, they like to play cards. They're gamblers, and they don't want to have any bad reputation about, they have to worry if coming and going, or while you're in there, they don't want to worry about that. So I'm going to leave it there. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Vic. I just was thinking about these card game mechanics and all that stuff. But I'm waiting out the storm. There's still a state of emergency travel ban. And that's it. I hope everybody had a good holiday. Our numbers are going up. Get the book They Dead Missed. It's in the about part of my channel. The link, boom, boom, boom. Hit the like button, share button, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Help me out. I appreciate you folks coming in here and doing it up with me. So I'll come up with some other things and with the regular gangster shit, other stuff. So that's that, folks. Thanks for helping me out, and stay safe, and God bless. Talk to you soon.